shalom means peace. I wish you love. I wish you strength this day, on this Sunday. As we head into dangerous times, we could talk a little bit about the news. We could talk a little bit about eschatology. I will continue attacking the enemy, and I will continue to expose the evil and to help everyone and anyone I can 24/7. 365 days out of the year, shattering this fake reality and prying open the minds of my brothers and sisters all over the world. I had noticed recently that my views went down and the interaction on the chat went down, and that this fake echo chamber slash interaction with YouTube is all teaching AI how to lie, how to cheat, how to steal. That Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Google and YouTube and all of these other platforms are doing this. There's no platform that is not connected, hackable, and attainable by this oligopoly that we're dealt with. So I wanted to put this out that in my previous video that I erased, and for those that have been watching my channel, hi Lily, bless you. I had just erased all of my videos except for premieres of my pictures. I do that periodically now because I know YouTube attempted to censor me for medical misinformation. So they've done this to other people, other truth tellers, that they would say, oh, your video 4 months ago violates community standards. So if I take down all of the data every now and then and refresh it, I got a good chance of holding on to this channel. I'm gonna try my best to continue fighting. Hi, Frank. Thank you, Frank. That's a beautiful comment. I could use comments like that. Hey, Morpheus. Yeah. Yes. Hanley Honey. Support Trump. Why do you look like David Baziki? I don't know who David Baziki is. Hello, Mr. Stark. Yeah, I get that a lot, Mr. Tony Stark. It must be the glasses. These are Ray-Bans, by the way. So I want to talk about the 2-3 code. The 2-3 codes, we see this a lot in videos. They have a jersey and it's 23, and it's actually 2 3s, which is 33, the Freemason number all day long. But it's also that we have 23 chromosomes, and this double helix that makes up our actual structure. This whole universe is based on structure and quantum physics. And so when you look at Fibonacci math or fractal math, you see these numbers all day long. So let me catch up. Hey, D. Joseph, blessings. Yeah, and no one comes to the Father except through me. Yes, beautiful. Hallelujah, yeah. You know, Lily, it's weird. I've had 2 Donald Trump videos or dreams, and I've had dreams of Elon Musk and a few other Hollywood elite, and it was very telling. What is my job? I am a welder and a chef, and I am a truth seeker. Hi, Dana. Hi, Mad Max. Hello, Elizabeth Ramirez. Good to see you. Tony Stark, another Tony Stark guy. Yeah. Yeah. YouTubers. Hi, YouTubers. Great to see you. Grab the camera for edit. Yeah. YouTubers, I have no idea what you're commenting on here, but you're welcome to the channel. So let me get started with something. This has long been something I've been wanting to do. There's a movie called Mrs. Doubtfire And Robin Williams played this character of a father who wanted to be with his kids, so he dressed up like a woman. Ironically, though, when he dressed up like that woman, Miss Doubtfire, it was almost identical to a serial killer. And so we know that the evil ones mock and scoff all day long and promote cannibalism and destruction of us goyim, us strangers from another land, strangers. And so we see this a Kabbalistic approach to mocking and scoffing, because that's what bullies do. Bullies mock and scoff and make fun of things all day long. And so in their mocking and scoffing, I'm just going to show you another interesting decode. So let me get, I know you. Oh, awesome, YouTubers. I wish I knew who you were. Bryson, do I still possess the Glock switch? I don't know what that means. But anyway, let me get started here. This McDonald's character in a circus, the traveling Wilburys, the wandering Jews, and this McDonald's character is symbolic of what I suggest to you being mocking and scoffing. So we know that big yellow M for McDonald's was also out of the book of black magic. And then we had videos and evidence of human DNA being in McDonald's meat. And so you could put this together very easily. Ronald McDonald, the circus character in the traveling Wilburys, who are the ones that traveled from town to town with their tinctures and their freaks in their freak show? Well, we know the origins of these people. They're the ones who say they are, but they are not and do lie. And so we see this consistent behavior as they're kicked out of every country in the world and they wander around in their caravans with their potions and their tinctures. We've seen that in the movie Wizard of Oz. We've seen this over and over countless times. The next thing I wanted to talk about, how it relates to Cloud Atlas. What happened in the movie Cloud Atlas is the same thing. There were cannibals. There were technology interfacing with humans. And so this beast system that's coming up and is here is merging tech, IT and tech with humans and blaspheming the temple of Yahweh and hybriding humans with machine. And there's your iron mixing with clay. And so in the movie Cloud Atlas, this one particular character in that movie, she was working for a food company and they were feeding her us, green, solulent green. And so in the movie Cloud Atlas with the Rockefeller that we would know as Tom Hanks, you see when they come to America and they work in Hollyweird or Hollywood, wood of holly, the spellcaster's wand is made out of Hollywood, wood made from the holly tree. And so if you're part of the Hollywood occult, it is evident that the Rockefeller, known as Tom Hanks, played the role in this Cloud Atlas. And the character in this movie was a person who worked in a food franchise, very famous food franchise, where they, the people, were owned by the corporation. You're in this matrix owned by a corporation, the Corporation of America, the Corporation of Canada, and you are cattle or commodities owned by the state, and you're bartered with bearer bonds for their gross national product, and you're like cattle. Justin Trudeau said it best when he said, "We find you old white stock Canadian quite offensive and will replace you," unquote. When they're referring to us as stock, like cattle or sheep or goats, it doesn't matter what we think of each other, it's what they think of us, and that's what they think of us. So in this mocking and scoffing video that I'm doing today, here you have this character, this wandering, traveling Wilbury, ones that say they are and are not, clearly mocking and scoffing us, and they most purposely, most certainly made McDonald's, Ronald McDonald's, the clown. And if you have ever done decodes with the clown, you clearly see how it had to be a clown, and that this reference of this guy who would let these kids into the tent, he would hurt these children. And the color scheme's the same, the name is the same, and it's the same principle over and over again, mocking and scoffing. Why is the mocking and scoffing so important to these rituals that take place? Well, I'll tell you why. Halal, the true name of Satan, was very consistent. He was very prideful. Always pride before the fall. To be so proud and prideful, it's like, oh, look at how awesome I am. Look at how powerful we are. We're so smart, we're putting it right in your face and there's nothing you could do about it. And some people are so dumbed down that they think this is funny, that this is a game, that somehow this is entertainment. But make no mistake about it, those, what the communist Bolsheviks call useless idiots, are nothing more than hamburger, nothing more than cannon fodder. The ones that are awake, that are doing what I do, decoding really deep and dark stuff to expose the darkness with the brightness of our love and truth, where it says in Scripture, we are the light of the world. We would not take our lamp and put it under a table, but hold it up high and call out the evil and say, you World Economic Forum, Freemason, Jesuit, Zionists are murderers and have been from the beginning of time. And we see you. We recognize your technology, your mocking and scoffing. Tell a lie to my vision, tell a vision. Hollywood, wood of holly, the spellcaster's wand. And we call you out. I rebuke you. And I have no fear. Television, tell a lie to my vision. They call it TV programming for a reason. So you got 24 frames per second that go by. And the human eye can't comprehend much more than that. So every time, and in the movie Fight Club, with Brad Pitt, another crisis actor Zionist, who wears a little ring with a square and a compass on it, sorry, all of your heroes are zeros. I digress. The 24 frames per minute in the movie Fight Club, Edward Norton plays this character who's schizophrenic. There's two people in there. Well, that's your MK Ultra. Traumatize somebody, break them down, and create a new being inside them. That's what Edward Norton was showing you in that movie Fight Club. Where he's punching himself out. But Brad Pitt was the epitome, his evil ego, and he was this geeky little guy. And basically, they took down the world banks. Interesting. And in this movie Fight Club, with the 24 frames per minute zipping by, when they clip the flames to put them together to show a whole movie, there's Edward Norton, bored and silly, clipping it and putting a picture of a penis. We knew this long time ago when they were showing us movies, that they would put eat popcorn, buy chocolate, buy soft drinks, and that as you're watching your movie, your subliminal mind would pick this up, but your consciousness wouldn't. This is called predictive programming, and this is called subliminal messaging. So when you're wondering why you can't wake up your brothers and sisters, and by the way, I'm not following the chat just yet, but please help each other. When you're watching a movie or a video, your brain doesn't see it, but you're being programmed, TV programming. And so govern, to control, meant mind. The government, the mind controllers of this world, are showing you 24 frames per second back in the 70s and 80s. Now the TV is up to 100 to 300 frames per second. How much information can they put in all of those other frames that your brain isn't picking up? Now, fast forward to 2025, where they have this camera right here, recognizing my facial recognition, and if I didn't have glasses on, my iris dilating. If I had my smartwatch on, it would be picking up my pulse, my heart rate, everything. And it could literally quantify whether you like something or don't like something when they're programming you. So now they got feedback. Didn't Noval Harari say this with World Economic Forum, the little homosexual feminine man, say, all humans are hackable creatures. Your days of voting are over. Your days of freedom are over. Well, it's kind of true. You see, the Zionists or the Bolsheviks or the Nazis, whoever you want to do it, it's controlled opposition. So when you look at a chessboard and you see the Freemason Jesuits churches, if you will, or whatever the Mason cult buildings you want to call them, they have a square black and a square that's white, a checkerboard floor. Robert Downey, or what is it, Gordon Downey Jr. with Tragically Hip sang that night in Toronto with checkerboard floors. And when he died, poor Justin Trudeau cried his eyes out. He lost his little boyfriend or whatever they were. But make no mistake about it. The checkerboard floor and the red knight, or I'm sorry, the black knight and the white knight, they own both sides of the checkerboard. So when they say, ooh, Donald Trump's evil, well, there's three fingers pointing back at them always. They're saying, oh, you're right wing, you're left wing. They own both sides, as I'll show you earlier or later. The two-headed bird and the Russian emblem and the Rothschilds emblem and the emblem of Mar-a-Lago in Mar-a-Lago logo, if you're understanding what I'm getting at, as I talk in code, you'll see the two-headed bird. Now, we know George Floyd riots kicked this all off, and George Floyd was another crisis actor, no different than Boston bombing and the Sandy Hook school shooters. They're all crisis actors. This is the theater of war. And I'm going to show you that. They're all acting. They're regurgitating news. We've seen this with Will Smith and Chris Rock when he said, you keep my wife's name out of your mouth. And he came up at the Grammys and slapped Chris Rock in the face as a ritual. And then we found film footage of that being done before. So they kind of regurgitate their nonsense, don't they? You can find the footage out there. It's there for you. The thing that I'm going to show you next is the same regurgitation of the same story over and over. Divide and conquer. Out of order chaos. Problem, action, solution. And when you're asking yourself why you can't wake up your brothers and sisters, that's why. They're heavily indoctrinated under a necromancy or a spell, and they don't want to leave the matrix. Just like the Hebrews didn't want to leave Egypt. Some of them wanted to go back to slavery and back into Egypt because at least they had 3 square meals a day and they weren't swatting mosquitoes. Now let me show you the next clip. So people say, is this true? Is this happening? All I could tell you is what I see. That's all I can tell you. So my camera and my load up has been interrupted all morning, so I'm just gonna have to show you what I can, and then when my pictures load up, you'll see exactly what I mean. But in this one picture, I'll have to zoom in on it and try to get this to work, but most likely it won't, and that's okay. So let me just show you this one picture and see if you guys can see it. So here's a picture of Donald Trump putting his finger on Vladimir Putin up in Alaska, and here is Nixon putting his finger on Khrushchev on his chest. So this is the exact same photograph, just reversed, and it's the same playbook showing this dominance. Listen here, Russia, you better get your SHIT together. But basically, when they take that photo up and they're showing you what they're doing is mocking and scoffing you all day long, that this generation wouldn't be smart enough to look back into the archives and say, oh, this has been done before. You dirty, rotten scoundrels who can't create, only emulate and regurgitate. But that's exactly what that photo says to me. This finger on Vladimir Putin's. Yet when you see the Khrushchev and you see all of these Freemason Jesuits shaking hands, they're all part of the brotherhood of the Freemason Jesuits. They're all part of the same club, and they're laughing, they're smirking, they're going, okay, Action. There's Greta Thunberg saying, "Oh, pro-Palestine, pro-Israel, how dare you ruin my future." They're all actors, born and raised in an occult, suffering from MK Ultra, just like Walt Disney movies, traumatizing your children at a young age to reprogram you to accept their reality and not the truth of Yahweh Adonai Elohim giving you free will. So much free will that you could choose to not accept that love and gift. Let me tell you something. I don't want anybody in this channel that don't want to be here. I'm going to miss you. I don't want you to leave my channel, but I can't make you stay, and I can't make you like me. But I'm glad you're here, and I hope this message finds you. I hope this message finds you. When I, in my videos, I say, I hope this message finds you. If you're lucky enough to watch my channel, there's nothing special about me. I'm just an observer in this matrix, watching these things unfold before you that say to you clearly, plainly, do you not see these things? When you look at the reality that you're in, and I type in certain video searches, which I do randomly, and I follow my ruach, I type in Cloud Atlas. And I push enter. And then I go to images and I show you this. I follow my ruach because it tells me to show my brothers and sisters the truth. When you watch this movie and you do a decode on this movie, you will see these crisis actors regurgitated in the same storyline. This woman is part of a restaurant. She's being executed and she's going to be fed to her co-workers. Welcome to McDonald's. Can I take your order? And when you see this cloud atlas and the variables, what are they showing you in these variables is that there's cannibalism. There's high-tech mixture of human and high-tech. And these people are running from actual cannibals in this time period. But in this futuristic time period, it's the same thing. The cannibalisms never stopped. And everybody's like, oh, they want to do, movies about Back to the Future. And they want to do movies about, Rapture and Trump 88. Well, I could tell you a lot about Trump 88 and all of that stuff. But the truth is stranger than fiction, and the darker part of this reality that nobody wants to talk about is what I do all day. Here they are, in this video in particular, they're being fed one a day as they get out of their coffin, their own brothers and sisters to themselves, and then they go to work. And they're slaves. And what does the enemy, the Zionists, the ones who say they are but not, but do lie, right from the beginning of time, they were murderers and liars from the beginning. That's what this Cloud Atlas movie is showing you. That all through time, in 4 different timelines, that they've always done the same thing. There's Tom Hanks, the Rothschild, pretending to be a medicine guy helping him. Meanwhile, he's poisoning him. They're showing you in this movie everything that they've ever done throughout all history, and people say, well, why is this movie so important to you, Todd? The only way I could suggest to it is listen to my words, go watch it, and go, interesting. Now, why am I talking about movie and refresh rates and Fight Club? Because if the 80s and 70s had 24 frames per second, and now the TV has 100 to 300 frames per second, they're downloading you with a whole ton of information that you're not even aware of, number one. And number two, these computers and screens and Fitbit or watches that are connected, listening to your pulse, your heart rate and all that, you're feeding back the AI now. And you have a chance to interact with this. And you are, whether you believe it or not. Now, why do I say this about this particular subject? Because last night I had a beautiful opportunity. I had people pray for me that I would be reunited with my sister, who in the Jasper wildfire lost everything. Now we have these wildfires out in New Brunswick and Newfoundland that you're going to get fined $25,000 if you go hiking in the woods in Canada. $50,000 and 6 years in jail if you go out fishing in Canada. And they're saying it's because if you break your leg when you go fishing, or if you go camping and you boo-boo your elbow, there's nobody there to serve you. Well, let me ask you this. Since when did paramedics or wardens put Band-Aids on people going hiking? Never. This is a land grab, just like California, just like Lahaina, Hawaii fires, just like Scotch Creek in British Columbia. Land grab all day long, burn you out of house and home, put you into 15-minute cities. I was evacuated twice. I know what it's like to almost lose everything in a forest fire. But I had people pray for me. 30-kilometer-an-hour winds. My house was surrounded by ash. I had a bone-dry field that never caught on fire. Alleluia. And your prayers helped because the winds stopped, the rains came, and I'm still in my house. Alleluia. Your prayers availeth much to those with a humble and contrite heart. I say this with love and kindness. This predictive programming that people would accept this tyranny is based on two principles. Climate. We got to save the climate. Who's harming the climate? The people with these chemtrails going back and forth, day in, day out, spraying every continent, non-stop, 24/7 with strontium, barium, nanoparticle, aluminum, and flammable liquids. So when these fires come, it's like I said before in many videos, that's why I erased my videos. That's kind of like thermite in the wilderness, isn't it? So these fires come and they go whoosh. And we see these direct energy weapons. We've done Mountain Dew decodes, DEW, direct energy weapons. Are you combining what I'm saying? Maui Wowie. You look at the decodes and the names of Mountain Dew, and then you look at the sponsorship of Mountain Dew, and what are they sponsoring most when it comes to some of these Red Bull sponsors and Mountain Dew sponsors? Young, reckless children, skateboarding, you know, danger, danger, danger. They love to support these networks that do nothing but brainwash our young people and then feed them poison. Your Gatorade, poison all day long. All of your soft drinks have a chemical in it that's a flavon made of human stem cell body parts. You're eating and drinking each other. Not kidding. When they show you this, they're drinking the humans in the future. In Cloud Atlas, all of these actors are playing the same ones, and then they're going to kill you in their ritual murders with their red coats, just like in Star Wars. And they're basically showing you all day, 24/7, what they do to you. And a lot of people are still asleep. Thank you, Eric. Thank you for wishing me luck. Stay strong, brothers and sisters. So let me continue on this decode. Last night I had the blessings to spend time with my sister who was in the Jasper wildfire, whom I've showed in other pictures. Perfectly fine, beautiful flowers in bloom, 5 feet away from that building that burnt to a crisp, and they still have green, unsinged flower leaves and petals in bloom. This is weather warfare. This is microwave technology. This is HARP. This is, there's another name for it. It's basically very high-tech stuff killing us globally, all at the same time. To put it bluntly, when I was visiting with my sister, I went and finally saw the movie Leave the World Behind. And I've seen a previous movie to that we were going to do decodes on, but it's just not worth doing all the research and cutting and editing, nor do I have the talent. But let me just say this to you. Barack Obama's movie, Leave the World Behind, is showing you what's coming. Big EMP, oh, be careful of the, pay sufficient attention to the cyber warfare and the cyber attacks and the blackouts. So World Economic Forum Klaus Schwab, the deviant, was telling you. And then they're telling you that, yeah, our infrastructure is weak and we're susceptible to cyber attacks, but they'll spend billions of dollars giving it to Ukraine and Israel, and they will happily give trillions and billions of dollars to these oligarch people that are killing us, but they won't improve their own infrastructure. So in the movie Leave the World Behind, which was heavily coded, Joseph Aquaviva 222, and I think Decoding with Cody did many decodes on Leaving the World Behind movie. And I was shocked yesterday. My wife, she watched the movie. She wasn't shocked. She was kind of bored. She was like, that was kind of a slow movie. And I was like, yeah, but I was shocked because I had a dream of deer and deer horns on a bicycle, and I was going in a plane and evacuating. I also had a dream of a nuclear war, 2 of them, and a tsunami, 2 dreams. I had 2 dreams of a moon turning black, and I've had 2 rapid dreams. And so all I say is this: when I finally did see the movie Leave the World Behind, the first thing that I thought of in that movie, there's this young girl who said this, and this is the most important thing. 100 people in the chat. Listen, brothers and sisters. Yeah, Carl Goldberg, yeah. Tav, 666, fight, 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 yeah. Monster drink. Tav, you bet. Who said fight, fight, fight after they got nicked in the ear? You know what they do when you christen a priest is you put blood on the ear, blood on the thumb, and blood on the toe. And when the Secret Service grabbed him and was going to hustle him in the car, and the woman couldn't put her gun in the holster, you crisis actor, at least practice a couple times. Come on, crisis actors. He said, let me get my shoe on. Well, why did you lose your shoe, Mr. Donald Trump? Oh, you got to put blood on the toe. That's why. Okay, so you got blood on the ear, blood on the thumb, blood on the toe. Now you're christened. Now you're a mega. Now you're a 33-degree mega. You're part of that big M, that big McDonald's Book of Magic. You see how the McDonald's logo, the traveling Wilburys, the circus, when it comes to town, these crisis actors that put on an American name. Oh, I'm Tom Hanks, not Rockefeller, not Rothschilds, not Bilderberg. You understand what's going on here in the world, you'll wake up pretty quick, and then you'll be able to see things very clearly, very fast. So there I am watching Barack Obama's movie, and in this movie, this young girl is saying, you know, Mom, there's this guy that was drowning, and they sent a warning on the radio that this flood's coming, and he didn't listen. He said, no, I'm a believer. I'm going to pray to my Father. He's going to save me. And the flood came, and there he is, almost drowned, and sent him a helicopter, and the guy says, no, God's going to save me. It's okay, Mr. Helicopter. I'm good to go. God's going to save me. I'm a religious man. And then the third one is they send a boat for him, and he says, nope, I don't need a boat. God's going to save me. I got this. And then he drowned. Then he goes up to the pearly gates and he says, God, I thought you loved me. I pray to you every day. I believe in you wholeheartedly. I believe you. Why didn't you save me? And he said, I sent you a message. I sent you a ship. I sent you a helicopter. What's wrong with you? I'm trying to save you. And when that happened in the movie, I went, whoa. I say that in my videos all day long. And I never seen that movie before I started saying that. I was saying that way before that movie came out. I went, wow. And in the movie, yeah, there's a power blackout and there's cyber warfare. And everybody gets lost because as Donald Rumsfeld, the same guy on JFK's bumper that told those guys to stand down and run alongside of JFK's car instead of standing on that bumper and taking a bullet for JFK, that same Donald Rumsfeld that said there's weapons of mass destruction north, west, south, and east, news, NEWS, north, east, west, and south. the compass. They mock and scoff you all day. That Donald Rumsfeld, let me tell you something. When you look at their language, linguistics, cymatics, their necromensing, telling that a bunch of terrorists took down the Twin Towers, 9/11, where you have building 1 collapsed, building 2 collapsed, that's 12, and building 7 collapsed, you have the 11th month, 7th day bombing of Pearl Harbor, and that's just coincidence, right? It's just coincidence. Sure, it's just coincidence that Barack Obama, a Kenyan, meets the description, and Barak meaning lightning, and Obama from the heights means lightning from the heights, and Satan was cast down like a bolt of lightning. Interesting. Kenyan, Antichristos. I wonder why he named himself that. He could have named himself anything. He could have kept his name. Just consistent behavior, right? So, 9/11 happens. Interesting. The bombing of the pentagram, Penta 5. We know the pentagram because they are witches and warlocks, and that if you look at a picture of all of these monuments all over the world, they line up perfectly with each other, and then you say, huh, that was a pretty big plane that flew in between those 2 poles that never got knocked down by wings of a plane, but somehow the Pentagon got blown up, and all of that money laundering kind of disappeared under the news cycle. Why do they call it a cycle? Because if they keep you distracted and numbed down, you'll forget that ever happened. We got to go through security and get radiated with x-ray machines and now DNA, a retina scan, to fly in America from one province or territory or state to another. At some point, you're realizing we're all lied to, we're all deceived. Very few people see the big picture. And when I look at the big picture, as I said in my video yesterday and then erased, I get very disgusted at these people who think any of this is funny. And the ones that do think this is funny and all this is just a game, well, you're part of them, aren't you? You gotta be, because if you think it's funny what's happening in Gaza, if you think it's funny what's happening all over the world at the same time, that those who say they are but are not but do lie are doing this, and you're saying, I stand for that white and blue flag. I stand for this red horse, black horse, green horse, white horse flag, and you don't stand for him, then you stand for him. This is all theater of war. And it's been going on since Cain killed Abel. You have 2 bloodlines on this world, and we've been mutilated, experimented on, and destroyed for lack of knowledge from the beginning. That's what's going on in this world. Yeah. It's on the $10 bill. You got that right. It's in everything. When you look at the iconography, the archaeology, the architecture, the hand signals, when you look at what they do, then you could make a very clear picture and realize this is actually happening. This is actually real. Our reality is fake. And then you go, oh no, now what? Now what? It's time to wake up. This is the apocalypse, the unveiling. I see a lot of decoders. I see people working in Gematria. I see people working in geology, in archaeology, in flat earth, round earth models. I see all of it and expose and try to marriage all of this. For my viewers, 125 of you whom I love, I have no hatred towards any one of you. I do this out of my heart telling me I've got to continue showing people what's going on. This cannibalism is actually happening in and on this surface of the world right now, and you don't know it. Stop eating their poison. Stop listening to the lies. Turn your television, tell lies to my vision off. You're going to watch a movie? Because I wanted a break. I had a hard day yesterday. I had a really hard day. And I'm going to get into that as well. I have hard days because I care. I'm sentient. I have feelings and emotions, not like these other people. They suffer from aphantasia, an actual medical condition in which they are sociopaths. They have no emotional ties. They are completely automatons. They are literally ritually murdering and destroying humanity, and they don't care. They don't have one iota of care about you. Don't think for a minute that Mark Carney in Canada or Prince Charles, he's not my king. My king is not of this world. Or you think that Klaus Schwab or Donald Trump or any one of these crisis actors care about you, you are mistaken. This Q-PSYOP, Q-17, 107 with the same ring as the NASA astronauts have that same ring. Let me ask you this. If he's a good guy playing a bad guy, he's doing a really good job of it. And like I said in my previous videos, if you're going to infiltrate the Hells Angels, you better get a couple tattoos, learn to ride a Harley, snort some coke, smoke some marijuana, screw some hookers, and maybe even have to kill somebody if you're going to infiltrate the Hells Angels. Good luck with that. Maybe he is a good guy that has infiltrated the Rothschilds and the global cabal. He wears a little beanie. He touched the wall. He married his daughter off to the guy who lives in 666 Wall Street, whatever, somewhere in New York there. But make no mistake about it. No man is going to save you. If this is true and they're using the Bible as a template, and they are, in mocking and scoffing and complete and utter blasphemy and hatred of our Creator, then one has to ask yourself, if they know the Bible better than we do, and they're highly intelligent and extremely ancient and extremely malevolent, what's your priority? Are you to put on the armor of Yahweh? Are you to pray as an intercessor to Yeshua HaMashiach, that he would hear your prayers, that he would take them to his Father, and he would answer your prayers? No one goes to my Father except through him. So let me ask you this. If you're awake, are you putting on the armor? Are you getting ready? Are you ready for what's coming? Now, why did I erase my videos yesterday? And why was I upset with all of the decoders and all of the people that I promote in all of my channels all day long? I promote those people who do this decode work. I still will promote them. But why am I having a hard time with them lately? I love them all. I don't hate them. I don't hate what they do. Hatred is no longer part of my lexicon. I observe people evolving or de-evolving. I'm witnessing the separation of the goats and the sheep. All those false prophets that said, oh, I got a vision, thus saith the Lord, we're getting raptured Wednesday, and Wednesday comes and goes, you're a false prophet. You set a date time and time again, Mr. Cool Cat, and it never happened. So you're a false prophet. I talked to my father the other day, and he showed me Habakkuk, and he showed me, 2 Chronicles, and I'm pretty sure this is what it means. We're getting raptured next Wednesday, and it never happened. I'm watching the separation of the wheat and the tares, the goat and the sheep, right before my eyes, and it's excruciating. Why? Because I care. When you're sentient, when you have emotions, and when you care for your brothers and sisters who are out there, you are blessed. It says in Scripture, those who suffer those who are in lamentations and in sorrow, a humble and contrite heart. If you got caring and loving for one another, you're blessed, you're chosen. Because your enemy doesn't have that and does not comprehend the light. So there's two things happening here. I'm watching all of my heroes turn out to be zeros. Another little cliche I kind of cornered. I hope people use it. Feel free to use all of these cliches, including, are you calm buying what I'm haying? It's not my cliche. I borrowed it from someone else. But I say this to you. If you don't suffer from aphantasia, and you could sit and say, oh, this is hilarious, this guy's wacko, that's okay. But if you actually sit to yourself and wonder and say, well, wait a minute here, I was finding this entertaining, but the guy's got a point. Gaza is almost completely destroyed now, so all of those people were murdered, just like the bombing of Nagasaki and Hiroshima. All of those people were ritually murdered. 1933, the 33rd president. And all you got to do is go to Gematria Nader and go look in the archives, and you see all of these beautiful Gematria codes that clearly show you that the bombing of Nagasaki and Hiroshima was a ritual murder. Now, if that hurts your heart and it kind of makes you go, oh man, how evil are these people? Then you are blessed. If you find this entertaining and me funny and that I'm a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy nut, then you're still asleep. That doesn't make you a bad person. But I say this with real pure love. You're either seeing what's going on in the world and knowing something's not right, and if that's the case and you're not quite sure if what I'm saying is real, that's okay too. But if you feel like something's off, then you are blessed and you are chosen. And you're being called to come out of Babylon, my people, for time is short. And in the twinkling of an eye, this all is over. And I believe it's over. We look at Satan's little season, and we look at all of this time and half a time in the book of Daniels, and I've seen all of the decodes, both sides of the argument, and now I realize and come to the realization of one thing only. I operate in faith only. It's the only way to operate. Why? When you operate in faith, something happens. It no longer matters. It doesn't matter. It says, Yeshua spoke to his teledim. He said, disciples, this building will not be here soon. This temple will be destroyed. There will be no stone unturned. This is going to be destroyed. Then he says, be warned, then you will not be deceived. Many will come in my name saying, they're the Messiah. Do not listen. If they say, go into this monument, go into this building, do not go. Go into the field. He is over there. Do not go. He told you everything you need to know about the end times. He told his disciples, all of you will be given up in martyrdom. Every one of you will be given up, and that happened. The temple was destroyed. That happened. And he said, don't be deceived. There's many Christs at work as he was on the world. He said there's many antichrists already at work, but he's the Christ. Antichrist. There were already malevolence at work behind the scenes. He said to the den of vipers, you den of vipers. Oh, you den of vipers. He said it very clearly. You are a den of vipers. Oh, you den of vipers. So they were already in King Solomon's temple. They were already well-established Zionists that you would call the ones that worship the Talmud, not the Torah, not his law. From King David forward, talking and necromancing to demons in your sigils, which are now emojis. If you want to go down that road, when you see this Deacon Blue, with the three happy faces here, if you do a study on all your emojis being sigils, you might not want to use your emojis anymore. A sigil, a piece of black magic like the pentagram in a circle. All of these sigils are in your day-to-day workings, and you don't even see them. Satan is very, let me properly use his name, Halal, is so prideful that he puts his stamp, his logo, his signature on everything, because he's that prideful. And I've shown pictures after pictures after pictures of all this 33. 1/3 of heaven fell to earth. 33%. 1/3 of heaven fell to earth. The 33 degrees in a pyramid, in your dollar bills, in absolutely everything if you have eyes to see. This man is the real Ronald McDonald's. And he hurt a lot of children. And now you got a franchise that's feeding us. And we don't understand. We don't comprehend. We do not connect the pictures. So I do this because I love my brothers and sisters and will do this to the day I die. This is the picture I wanted to show you. Now that the picture's finished loading up. Here's Donald Trump pointing his finger at his chest. Nixon pointing his finger at his chest, almost the same guy. And if this isn't a reverse, what they do all day is reverse. Okay? Now I'm just getting started now that the picture's loaded up. If this Ronald McDonald guy was real, then you have to look at one other thing. Robin Williams in the movie Miss Doubtfire. Robin Williams, the comedian, where he sticks his face in a pie and hello, and he's playing this little old granny. Well, if you do a deep dive in that Mrs. Doubtfire, you'll find out that there's an identical character with the big glasses and everything. That was a serial murderer. Isn't that great? Hollywood just happened to pick another person who's a serial murderer and make fun of it in Mrs. Doubtfire movie. And they have to throw some transgender in there because they did that in Cloud Atlas too, didn't they? Because they worship Esther. They worship Baphomet, the transgender deity. Because it says, go forth and sin no more. It is unfruitful for a man to sleep with a man and a woman to sleep with a woman. And it says to go forth and multiply. It says, I created you for man and woman. And anything else is blaspheme. It is against Yahweh Adonai. So what does Halal do? Steal the rainbow flag in utter blaspheme and disdain and turn it into a representation of transgenderism. You know what they just did in Canada? They took the Canadian flags out of the house where the Prime Minister lives and put up 2 gay pride flags that show pedophilia in that flag as well. Since when does sexual orientation represent the Prime Minister of Canada and our government and country instead of our Canadian flag? They got a United Nations flags planted all over these countries too, if you haven't noticed. United Nations, the one world government, Canada being the first non-country. Are you waking up? Hi, Ireland. Blessings to you, brother. Bonjour di Paris. Yes. Yeah. Yes. So let me continue with this Miss Doubtfire decode. The Mrs. Doubtfire was pretty disgusting because when you see this character, Robin Williams, he played another character where he was a musician that recruited a child to cut some albums and to play some music. But when you look at this, his name was August. And it goes to show you how evil mocks, scoffs you, ridicules you, and hates you. You have Rabbi Finkelstein saying, hey, we take the children, we drain their blood, we put their blood on our matzah, and then we give the burger to McDonald's. Hey, we make a couple shekels. Hey, we're not animals, we're not cannibals. No, we're the cannibals if you eat that. Don't eat at McDonald's. Hi, Kenley. Yes, Kenley, good to see you. Yeah. And I'm not racist. It has nothing to do with race. There's one race, the human race, and then there's another race, the elud, the nafal. I am not racist. I hate no one. I love the Hebrews. The ones that say they are Jews and are not but do lie. There's no such thing as Jews. It's Israel and Jerusalem split off. The two sticks shall become one. In the end, the prophecy says, we will become one again. There's no hatred coming from me. Hi, Chris. Blessings to you. Yeah. Rabbi Finkelstein, I imitated in a Jewish, all those hoodlums driving around, screeching their tires. It's just part of my theater. It's just part of getting and hammering it home, word for word, almost identical, what he was recorded in saying, what they do to our children and what they feed to us. I hate no one. But here's the rabbi, the famous rabbi, that him and his daughter sell dildos. Most of the rabbis own all of the porn sites, Pornhub and all of the sites. 10 minutes of research, and you will see these Zionists that promote pornography, and they're selling dildos, and him in particular with his daughter have a company selling dildos, and he's a rabbi? Isn't that a contradiction? Just saying. 10 minutes of research. Who owns all the porn sites? I lay this in your hands. Yeah. Yeah. I might sub, but I think this guy won't be streaming much longer. Yeah. Because I tell the truth. This is my 13th YouTube channel, my 12th Facebook channel, my 3rd Twitter channel. I gave up on all the other platforms for censorship, and I don't care if I ever lose this channel. But I'll show you my other channels, so hopefully you could subscribe to my backup channel. We'll build that channel up and we'll keep on going. Let me show you another thing that needs to be said about what's going on in the world. When we look at truth, and it's stranger than fiction. This map is old, and it's pretty telling, and it should be discussed. So, woe to those who say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. That's Palestine. That's Israel. Who took the land from who? It says in Scripture, quote unquote, in Scripture, go to the land of Canaan and take that land. Go spy out the land. And the spies went out and spied the land, and he said, there are giants in the land. They're huge. We are like grasshoppers to them. We can't take them. Their cities are massive walls around them. We can't take them. And Yahweh smote them. And the ones that came back with a good report saying, you, Adonai, Elohim, are with us, and we could take them, and the land is plenty, and we could take the land because you are on our side. He said, go take that land from the Canaan, the Canaanites. And they did. Whose land is it? It's his land. I see the Indigenous Canadians fighting over Vancouver and Scotch Creek, and then all of a sudden I see all these forest fires in these exact areas like Jasper, Scotch Creek, and Vancouver. And then all of a sudden they got land grabs with United Nations, DRIP, the DRIP, and United Nations saying that the Indigenous people get to have their land back and they get self-governance, and oh, by the way, you got to use our money. Oh, really? This is Oliver, by the way, For those who don't know, this is my buddy. You know? Yeah. Yeah. Seminaries in Canada kicked out St. Augustine. Yeah. 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 Golden egg. Yeah. My children mine. Yes. Hawaii fires. Yeah. Same thing. So that land is his land. And it was the Canaanites before that. But Israel, the Hebrews, turned into be Israelis and Jews because the land was divided because King Solomon started worshiping idols and had many wives and committed blasphemy. And God, not Gadriel, G-A-D, God of luck, but Yahweh Adonai said, I will divide your land. I will give all your riches to spoil, and Babylon will come in and take you because you have sinned against Yahweh and his Torah and created the Talmud. In the book of Talmud, it says you could have sex with children as young as 3 years old in one day. And as long as they're goyim, you could steal from them, you could murder, you could torture them, you could kill them. If you find something that belongs to a goyim, you don't have to return it back to them. So all of you Hebrews, those who say they are Jews and are not but do lie, woe unto you. The wrath of Yahweh is upon you. Now the next picture I'm going to show you is more theater of war. You tell me that this is not putting fake audiences in the background and or using crisis actors all day long. Your reality is not real. Same shirt, same dude. Barack meaning lightning, Obama from the heights. When will people wake up? You see, you got so many pixels going by your face, you can't tell reality. You just do your TikTok brain looking at stuff. I'm not saying you guys, I'm just saying the average person is looking at the stuff saying, oh, Barack Obama's awesome, Mark Carney's awesome, Trump's awesome, everybody's awesome. It's all fake, all of it. It's a big pill. It's a big red pill to swallow. It has to be done. When you wake up, when you see these things, then all of a sudden, all of your logos, all of your here, all of this shatters. It breaks the spell. Starbucks. What do you see with this two fins coming up is this. That two fin and that fin holding up a deity. And then you say, aha, I see the evil in their logos. Logos. Legos. Knowledge. Logo. Knowledge. Greek. Legos. Then you say, aha, I see your evil. Do I believe in Yeshua HaMashiach, butler for Christ? Absolutely. 110%. In my rapture dream, I seen his sandals coming down and something passed before the sun, and I went, oh my goodness, hallelujah, and I put my face on the ground in my rapture dream, and I said, it's actually happening, hallelujah. And this great love fell over me, and all my mistakes, all of my screw-ups, everything I've ever done wrong, everything that ever bothered me in my whole life, of 58 years old on this planet, went away in pure love. And as I looked up, I seen the sandals coming down. I said, oh my goodness, it is real. And I put my head down and I bowed in gratitude and love. I believe in him. I believe in Yahweh. I believe this is a created place that we live on and that we are so greatly deceived that we are to wake up and realize everything is fake. And when we operate in pure love and in pure faith, your eyes will be open. I believe that more than anything. Alleluia. Yeah. Being a boomer is something else. Imagine live streaming this nonsense. Yeah, Dylan. Yeah. You see, the thing about nonsense, Listen to that language. When we understand that everything that we know is fake, it's going to be a hard pill to swallow. Thank you, Joseph Aquaviva, for this one. But for those people who don't believe in Gematria and how important it is to fight this war, this is Joseph Aquaviva's work. June 28th, 2019, Trump and Putin meet on the sidelines at the G20 meeting in Japan. From that date to August 15th, 2025, they meet again in Alaska. 6 years, 6 weeks, 6 days. That 666 is in all NASA's math, in all of this stuff, all day long, 24/7. Maybe we need a reset. Oh yeah, this is what they believe. They need a great reset. There's too many of us. They're trying to reduce carbon. And for those that are in the chat, 134, you're the carbon they want to reduce. Just so everybody's on the same page, you're made of carbon, 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 electrons. So yeah, you're the carbon they want to reduce. Make no mistake about that. When we look at the big picture of NASA and that 6.6 all day long, and we say to ourselves, well, I don't know what to believe in, Todd. Earth's curvature is 0.666 feet squared mile. Earth's axis is inclination around the sun is 23.4 degrees. If subtracted from the total of 90 degrees, it will result in 66.6 degrees. The Earth orbits around the sun at 66,600 miles per hour. The Earth's circumference is 6 times 6 times 6 times 100 nautical miles. The curvature of the square mile is 0.66 feet in 10 miles, 66.6 feet in 20 miles, 266.6 feet in 40 miles, etc. The Arctic and Antarctic circles are exactly 66.6 degrees. Astronaut, right? Peggy Wilson spent 666 days in space. The diameter of the moon is 6 times 6 times 6 times 10 miles. Sunset is dividing by 3 degrees, 6 degrees plus 6 degrees plus 6 degrees, aka civil, nautical, and astronomical twilight. From Mercury, the sun is 666 times brighter. Using the inverse square law, Venus is 464 degrees Celsius or 867 degrees Fahrenheit. The median of those two is 666. In 1666, Sir Isaac Newton, a Freemason Jesuit, just remember that, they're all Freemason Jesuits, including Darwin, right? Discovered the force of gravity, but if the apple fell into a pail of water, we'd call it buoyancy, right? Mars is at 1.666 astronomical units from the sun at its aphelion. Now, isn't that neat? AU, astronomical unit, is also the sign of gold. Classified as dwarf planet, Ceres has 6.6 day celestial period. The comet Shoemaker in Levy that collided with Jupiter, traveling 6 times 6 times 6 times 1,000 kilometers per hour. Saturn's orbit distance is 1,426.666-422 kilometers, or a 9.54 astronomical unit. The surface temperature of Uranus. Remember when NASA put that little mocking and scoffing video out saying NASA wants to probe Uranus? Because they're, what are they? Sodomites. Sorry, NASA. You're full of lies all day long. T-minus 4 seconds and counting. T-minus 3 seconds and counting. If you add that T back into the word NASA, you get to spell Satan. Or, I'm sorry, Santa. Just saying. The surface temperature of Neptune is minus 6 times 6 times 6. Okay, sure. Pluto's orbit velocity is 4.666 kilometers per second. NASA's budget was 18 billion, or 6 times 6 times 6. Saturn's hexagonal pole is a six-sided, six-pointed polygon representing a cube containing six triangles, a hex. They put a hex on you. And it is the sixth planet. Kepler's third law, calculate the planet's means distance from the sun, giving the planet's orbital period raised to the power of 0.666666. On a globe model, the distance from the tip of South America to the tip of Africa is exactly, because I took a tape measure, 6,666 kilometers. North America is 66.66 degrees wide on the globe from the furthest tip of the other Key Largo, Florida, to Yesterday Island in Alaska. Eurasia on the globe model, from the lighthouse of Cape St. Vincent to Portugal, straight across from one another, a landmass, the Halkang Bridge in China, 6,000.0666 nautical miles. And you're not convinced that NASA is a bunch of Freemason, Jesuit, devil-worshipping, child-murdering sociopaths? Just saying. Just putting it out there. You could do your research yourself. I'm sure you'll find some misinformation, disinformation about that and other stuff. And that's okay. We know that time is short because the enemy is getting so dangerous and so out there with their insanity, they're not going to stop. Let me point this picture out. If they're all raised in the occult, and they're all parts of the occult, and they're all raised, like we saw that with Angela Merkel and Theresa May, they're all raised in the occult. And now they're all world leaders, but they hung out as teenagers. Same with Barack Obama and Julian Assange and, Bill Gates, Dr. Bill Gates. You know, that guy that loves that stuff. Barack Obama, Bill Gates, and Big Mike, Barack Obama's boyfriend. How are they hanging out as teenagers and all of a sudden they're world leaders? Okay, let's look at this group photo. So this school, there's Epstein, there's Barack, there's the other creep pedophile that his son was part of Lincoln Park, John Podesta, the pedophile. Here, look at that guy. Oh, he's part of that too. And there's the supposed attorney general. How come they're all raised in the same school and went together? Crisis actors. They've been raised in a cult. They've been in this cult for their whole life. They've been tossed around in deviancy and malevolence, MK Ultra'd, changed, manipulated, their soul destroyed, and their automatons running around. So when you say, how could these world leaders do this to us? Because there is no love, there's no soul left. They're literally a destroyed creature. They have no love. They have no comprehension of what they do. They are malevolent. They're raised in the occult. Let's get over that. World War I began this date. When you add up these numbers, it equals 68. World War II, it began on this date. When you add up these numbers, it equals 68. The invasion of Ukraine, we are in World War III. Wake up. When you add up these numbers, it equals 68. Ukrainian war in Gematria, 68. That's reverse full reduction. Antichrist, reverse full reduction, equals 68. It's there written out for you. Barack Obama, Barack meaning lightning, Obama from the heights, and Satan was cast down like a bolt of lightning, equals 68. Right there, Revelation 6, verse 8. And look and behold, a pale horse, and the name that ride upon him, death. You could use Gematria all day long. All you're learning is the enemy's language. That's all you're going to learn. At some point, you're going to have to still put on the armor of Yahweh. Because once you're awake, you're going to see it everywhere. And now you're going to be attacked. I guarantee you, if you're watching this video and you're awake, and you're starting to wake up and you start giving your life to Yeshua HaMashiach, and you start praying and you start getting on the right side of history and you start being a warrior for Yahweh, you're going to be attacked spiritually until your last breath. If you're of this world and you love this world, then Satan has no threat. They don't mind. The evil ones don't mind if you're smoking crack and doing cocaine and sleeping with prostitutes and doing all your sin. They'll leave you alone. They'll give you a raise. They'll give you money. They'll give you fame and fortune and wealth. If you're of this world will love you. So if you're comfy and hokey dokey about the way this is going and you're all good with this, you're in grave danger. Crisis actors all day long. Tommy Robinson, England. Isn't that interesting? He's got a twin, or he's playing a role. Crisis actors. Again, when you're raised in a cult, and you have no love of humanity, and you're given billions of dollars, and you're playing a role because you're an actor, and you're feeding your family. Oh, threatened with war, threatened with prison, threatened with this, threatened with that. It doesn't matter. You have to understand the game they're playing. All of these people have an extreme malevolence and transgender ideology. They love their transgenderism. They love their deviancy and malevolence. And when you look at this, we know Candace Owens did a decode on her. She's a dude. That's a dude. That's a dude. That's a dude. I'm sorry, but that's a dude. They're all gay, and they all hate you, and they all committed murder, sedition, treason. And whether you believe it or not, I don't care. If you have eyes to see, and you understand, and you do some research, you'll see that Francis Macaron was an actor, a child taking acting classes, that hanging out with Justin Trudeau, almost French kissing in public, and Justin Trudeau slept with his student, and Francis Macaron was a student of that other deviant, and she slept with him. They're all actors. Donald Trump said it best. This is central casting here. Central casting is acting. It's all theater of war, and they mock and scoff you all day with that. It's just acting. It's theater of war. It's not real. And when you wake up to the fact and you put these similarities together and you start looking at these guys, you say, oh, Podesta and Rockefeller and all that, that can't be. They just look alike. Well, there you go. You tell me those three people don't look alike? Lawrence Rockefeller, that pedophile, that when he's seen the pictures and his type of art, and his son who committed suicide, Lincoln Park, right in here in Edson, or in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, there's a Lincoln Park. You don't think this is a global enterprise of destroying our children, devouring us and mutilating us and experimenting on us and using these psychological warfares on us 24/7? They all have the same hand signals. They all have the same motives. They all have the same behavior. The one eye symbolism, the insanity that people can't pick up on this one eye. It's crisis actors, this wearing of the red cabal, this red wristband. That red wristband is seen in all of the cabal, controlled opposition. Sorry, dude. Trust the plan. You're eating a popcorn, you're watching a movie. That guy and the guy that had all of this other stuff, the red wristband. Study the cabal, you'll see this all day long. At some point, you're going to wake up. When you wake up, you will be amazed. We've been taken over by a soft coup of devil-worshipping monsters. Black Eye Society. They all have black eyes. Red Shoe Society. The popes wear red shoe made of human skin. Levites. The Levites wear red shoes. Why red shoes? Red Shoe Society. Look at these children and the sick art that Podesta has. Red Shoe Society. Black Eye Society. Look at that black eye. And look at that black eye. That evil cannot be mistaken. Does that look normal? Are these people loving and caring? They want to go into every country and destroy everything that is good and wholesome and true. Oh, we got to destroy the nuclear family because you'll teach your children how to love one another and how to worship Yahweh and how to survive this. This monster, another pedophile. UN chief, Christians who do not accept minor attracted peoples, that's the new branding of pedophilia, will be excluded from society, says this pedophile. Yeah, CIA and Mossad work together, yeah. Black eye cult, yes. Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahovah, Yahweh. Let me get right to the meat of this. When they do the one eye symbolism, Ra, evil, bad, harmful, Resh, Ayin, Ra, Hebrews, Paleo Hebrew. Okay? Let us love one another. Finland flag has a swastika. Dr. Tam is a man. Oh, should we have known? Should we have seen this? We know that that guy was a dude and now he's a he and she's a he and that's the same guy and they're sodomites. Okay. Sodomites they are, so be it. I'm not hateful. You do there's your McDonald's logo at the beginning of this video. I told you McDonald's. McDonald's symbol is in the book of black magic. Thank you, Ginger May. May you be blessed. Get to know your enemy. They're all connected. Lucius Trust. You see, Lucius, they got to put their logo on everything. That 33 little things in their cathodes, their square and their compass, death, Freemasons, trilateral, 33 sections, the two-headed bird, the Knights Templar, the bankers of the world. Donald Trump was a young guy. George Soros' son with the World Economic Forum, United Nations logo with this traitor, committing murder, sedition, and treason in all nations, all at the same time, to bring about your one world government, one world religion. Oh, pray for Ukraine, pray for Ukraine. That's Moloch you're into in the Khazarian Empire. Wake up. They're traitors. Statue of Lucifer, liberty, Lucifer. He has broken his chain, he is set free. This picture is a picture of Lucifer. That's the Statue of Liberty. It's the same deity that Muhammad saw in the cave. Baphomet, same creature. Baphomet, that star, that signal, Asclepius on your medical ambulances and hospitals. Oh, the whole world is a stage. Oh, we love these crisis actors, these Freemason Jesuit murderers. You have these world leaders with their hand tucked in their shirt, all shaking hands, crossing their arms, just like this. You got the Gmail logo. And you say, oh, the world's a stage. It's crisis acting. It's all been taken over. Same colors as the Ukrainian flag. There's Brad Pitt with his Freemason, as above, so below. 9/11, 9/11, 9/11, 9/11. Put those together, what do you get? Same with the Chat GPT logo. You put those two together and you get that same Star of Rephaim, that Star of Baphomet, Star of Moloch, the evil star. It's nothing to do with Hebrews. People say, oh, pray for Israel. Poor guys. Why? Pray for the people being slaughtered. See, they all have that handshake. Donald Trump handshaking with a little finger out. They all have it. Understand the towers, Twin Towers. That checkerboard floor that night in Toronto. Gordon Downey Jr., G, little G. Your Gatorade G, if you will. They have made a covenant of death. This is the opening ceremony of the Olympics. The opening ceremony Olympics, they were telling you, we're going to have a pandemic and murder you and destroy you. Screw your freedoms, take the job. So this is owned by Vanguard and BlackRock, and now I'm getting a lot of glare on the thing, so I'll just move it over. But I'm almost done here, guys. BlackRock, they own most of these companies, but they own all of the companies. Vanguard, BlackRock, and Wayfair own all of these companies. And Larry Fink, just became the director of World Economic Forum. And you tell me they're not a bunch of Zionists who say they are Jews and are not, but do lie, that are taking over the world with World Economic Forum, who says, screw your freedoms, humans are hackable creatures, and you can't connect the dots that these people are taking over the world and destroying us for lack of knowledge. I give you knowledge. Yes, in the clothing, the sigils are in everything. Let him who have understanding recognize the number of the beast. ZC stigmata, right out of the Codex Vaticanus, right out of the papyri. ZC stigmata. You'll see that. You'll see that in headdresses. You'll see this monster in all of your politicians' arms and logos. Oh, Sound of Freedom, you still controlled opposition? Sound of Freedom was a good movie. It was exposing the pedophiles in deep underground military bunkers, wasn't it? There's Barack Obama's portrait with the subliminal sixth finger Nephilim giant logo. Island Boys, raised on an island with a pedo. Listen, these guys, this glare's getting bad. I'm gonna have to end this video shortly. I'm glad I got sunshine. Once again, who's the enemy? These people are. They're in your towns, in your communities. They're probably going out bowling with you every Wednesday. They're all crossing their arms. They all cross their arms. Look at all the world leaders crossing their arms. Look at this, World War II, crossing their arms. This guy murdered people. This guy murdered people. This guy dropped bombs on Nagasaki and Hiroshima, 33rd President, 1933. All of your heroes are zeros. Wake up, come out of Babylon. When you look at where we're going as a society, you will be amazed, shocked, and literally astounded at the logos, knowledge, sigils. This what got me. Now, I knew about this. I wanted to talk about this. I watched, what inspired me to do this video was that I watched Leave the World Behind. In the movie Leave the World Behind, they had all these elk acting weird. We seen them leave Yellowstone National Park recently. We seen deer doing this. We seen elk doing this. We seen fish in the ocean doing this. As they use these weapons, they were circling, these ants are circling a cell phone. In the movie The Cell, which I had a movie, a dream about, that zombie apocalypse, in the movie The cell phone had all these people running around the cell phone tower in that movie The Cell. Just like in the movie The Kingsman, the cell phone was being used as a weapon, just like what happened in Rwanda genocide, where they tested these weapons. They got on the radio and they said, go ahead and kill them. We're giving free machetes. And they did. They went and killed each other. It's your cell phone tower, circular. This was in Leave the World Behind. Wake up. They're showing you. They're showing you what they're going to do. They're telling you in mocking and scoffing. Here's how the eye works. That's the sigil of Lucifer. That's all this is. These are the weapons being used in Newfoundland. We got a live photograph of this and all these fires that broke out in a perfect line with no road access, no highway access. How did those things break out? How did that happen? How in logic would any of those forest fires have broke out? That was a live picture of those forest fires when they broke out. I must get a mouse for this laptop. It sure would be. Your alphabet, alpha, bet, tent. Resh comes out of his tent by the power of his sheen, by the might of his hand. The Bereshit prophecy, all of your alphabet is written in your stars and now written in your heart. Greta Thunberg with the one-eye symbolism all day long. There's Donald Trump with that finger-pointing handshake again. The two-headed bird with the Freemasons. Oh, you're right wing, you're left wing. Arby's is mocking and scoffing you, telling you they're feeding you burgers. They're part of the occult. There's Donald Trump again with that handshake. You just love that handshake, don't you, Donald Trump? Donald Trump with the handshake with Joe Biden. Sputnik, you look close, there's a checkerboard floor underneath there. That's a Freemason Lodge Sputnik. Oh yeah, whatever. Never happened. Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. 20 divided by 30, 666. The three eclipses over America, the Aleph and the Tav. The Aleph and the Tav. O you evil, adulterous generation, you seek a sign, you will not be given a sign except for the sign of Jonah. All over towns called Salem, Little Egypt, and all over towns called Nineveh, sign of Jonah. Be awake yet, brothers and sisters. We are at the end of this. I'm going to end this video here. I hope you are all blessed. I hope you understand what we're up against when we talk about logos. May you be blessed. May you stay in love. I wanted to show one more picture if I could. Oh, my mouse is so sensitive. I'm having a hard time here. Give me one more attempt at this. There. With great love, brothers and sisters. His name is Yahweh. The word Lord means Baal. Look it up in Strong's. Jeremiah 23. Cause my people to forget my name, their dreams. That's his name, Yahweh. Yahweh. I come in my Father's name, and you will receive me not. But another will come in another name, and you will receive him. There will be many antichrists in the end times. Be not deceived. Be in love. be in truth, be in faith that you would receive this message. Now, it just got sunny and it's a beautiful day, and I'm going to go out there and I got a lot of work to do. Yes, the counterfeit name, Narrow Way. Blessings to you, yeah. Hallelujah. Good to see you, Narrow Way. I've been thinking about you. Been thinking about you guys. I hope you're doing good. There's a good channel to follow right there. Yeah. Infinite. He who saves, salvation. Salvation is written in his name. You know, it's okay to be deceived. It's okay to wake up and go, oh my goodness, I didn't know. It's okay to repent. It's okay to be in error. But when you're called out, how could you use any other name? Of course he did, Celine. Yeah. Feng Shui, Tai Chi, Yin Yang, Lucifer, Halal was a created being. The fallen angels had free will. They fell. They had free will. We all have free will. Those of this world want to control you and manipulate you. They don't want you to have free will. That's with all this video at the beginning of this video. It's showing you subliminal messaging, coercion, manipulation is all of the enemy. Yes. Poke, coke by dank, yeah. May this message find you this day. May you be at peace this day. May you go and walk in the grass with bare feet and give thanks to your Creator, Yahweh, Adonai Elohim, Yahushua, our High Mashiach, Emmanuel, Yah with us. Enjoy this day. Be in love always. May you be blessed and in love and not in fear. I had a bad day yesterday. And I had a bad day yesterday because I seen still some of my brothers in error. Like, look at this. He's grabbing my arm. And he said, come on, let's go for a walk. Okay, buddy, give me a second. One more minute. Come on, one more minute. Boy, I tell you, he could really bite the arm. Okay, hang on. I'll be right there. We're going to go for a walk. Listen, I love you guys. I love all of you so much. Oliver loves you too. Yes. Hey, bud. Oh, yes. Okay. You're adorable. Yeah, I love you. Yep. He's my boy. Yeah, he's my boy. I love all of you guys. May you be blessed this day. Just enjoy it. When you get down and out, pray. Love conquers all. This anger, this frustration that I felt yesterday, it hurts my heart to know that some of my brothers and sisters are still in error. They're still repeating that mistake, and I wish all of them would come out, and there's nothing I can do. I could just keep on trying. Keep on praying, keep on keeping on. It's excruciating. I love all of you so much. Yes, Nomad, absolutely. Yes, Great Dane Bull Mastiff, Danifs. So yeah, he's a Great Dane Bull Mastiff, 250-pound tiny lapdog. So may you all be blessed this day. Hold love in your heart always when you get frustrated and you get beaten and you get down and out and you think there's no hope. Pray and walk in faith. Pray and walk in faith. Don't get angry. Don't get scared. That's the enemy, right? If they're not preaching repentance and obedience to the Holy Covenant refreshed by Yeshua HaMashiach and teaching people to keep the 10 Commandments, they are not preaching the gospel. Amen. The narrow way. Amen. Yes. No, I think the autistic people are very special people. They're unprogrammable. I think they are very blessed. Yes. Yes. So, you hear high tones? Yes. So that was also in the movie Leave the World Behind that inspired me to do this video today, is that I realized that Havana syndrome, that pulse weapons, direct energy, microwave technologies, weapons that are used against us with the Havana syndrome is real. These weapons are real. And there is ways to counteract them. And if you look them up, there's sacred math and sacred geometry. And it's prayer, our protector. No weapon formed against us shall prosper, but there are actual physical weapons like Faraday cages, like sacred geometry, circle and circle and circle, and you get that star pattern. They work. Turn your phone off, put it in a Faraday cage, stay in nature, treat your temple like a temple. Woe unto those who defile their temple, they shall surely die. You are the temple of Yahweh, and he dwells within you. Yes. Yes, the Easter bunny, Esther, Easter, where they take the egg, phanis, and dip it in the blood of our children. Easter is a pagan holiday. Do not partake in that. May you be blessed. Yes. These people are absolutely nuts. Get some help, people. Peanut says we're nuts, and he's got a name called Peanut. Huh. Go figure. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Interesting that you see yourself what oneself does when do what oneself does not want to do. Yes. Yes. The government is watching. Yeah. Just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not watching. Govern, to control, meant, mind. Govern, meant, mind, control. Hey, Christopher, blessings to see you. Yeah. So, you know, maybe they're joking about a tinfoil hat, but you might want to keep some tinfoil handy. Just saying. So, okay, I love you all. With 104 in the chat, I am blessed. That's great. I'm very blessed. Furthermore, if you want to get a hold of real scripture, the Sefer from sefer.net. This has all of the Apocrypha, the Book of Enoch, the Book of Yasher, the Book of Beldragon. There's an add to Esther in here, Micah, Jeremiah. All of the old texts that were taken out by the New King James Version are put back in. We're here to help you, Peanut. We love you. Yeah, and that's okay if you think we're crazy, because yesterday I deleted my video, but I say that these people that have happy faces and think this is a game, you are sadly mistaken, and you are in grave danger. If you think that any of this is funny, well, you have not seen murder, death, torture, mayhem, and the darkness that controls you. And we all that are believers in this channel, we're going to pray for you and wish you strength and courage, because you're obviously still asleep. Yeah. Romans 13. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Prayers. Yes. Kaya. Yes. Yeah. We love all trolls. You bet we love you, trolls, because you're just as deceived as we were. I know you think it's crazy, but every picture, if you go back to the beginning of this video, you're going to go, wow, I guess NASA, T minus 4 seconds of counting NASA. If you put the T in the word NASA, it spells Satan or Santa. You go back to the beginning of this video and look at all those pictures I showed you. If you're still awake and still think this is funny after you look at this, then I'm sorry, you know. Yeah, I love you all so much. Thanks, Nomad. Thank Matthew the King. Yeah, pray for our enemies, absolutely. Yeah, love the trolls, absolutely, Nomad. We know that, you know, a lot of people find strength in making others feel small because it makes them feel stronger. We know that a lot of weakness in people is the ability to dominate over others, and that this is a taught behavior that they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, draw him, Yahweh, draw Peanut closer that he would see, maybe have a dream, maybe a vision, maybe he would start to open up his mind and realize, yeah, you know what? All my heroes are zeros. All my rock stars, all of my Hollywood stars, all these people I worship, they're all devil-worshipping, child-murdering monsters that are devouring us, killing us. And time is short. Soon we'll be out of time. And if you haven't repented and turned to your Creator, then you will be destroyed. You're given a very fine opportunity to learn, see things listen, understand, comprehend, and act accordingly before. Yeah. Deuteronomy 4:29-31. Yeah. Yes, narrow way. Thank you so much. Praiseworthy. Great to see you, my sister. I'm forever grateful for your moderation. Yes. I'm so grateful that I have moderators that are in the chat that don't hate the trolls, that understand these people are just as lost as we were. And I'm grateful that I have moderators that will teach people in the chat as I talk and help people find their way. And look at, we're all deceived, we're all lost, we're all just trying to help each other and love each other and teach each other. And I hope that those that receive this message would act upon these things. Like the narrow way says, 10 commandments, his yoke is light, the laws are good. You want to follow man-made laws of a Congress library filled with man-made laws? Or do you want to follow 10 laws, 10 commandments? His yoke is light, the law is easy. It's a pleasure to follow his commandments. Thou shalt not kill. What's so wrong with that? Thou shalt not be jealous of your neighbor's wife. What's so wrong? Who likes to be jealous anyway? It sucks. Thou shalt not kill. Premeditated murder. Love only the one and only true Yahweh Adonai Elohim. Love your father, respect your mother. These are easy laws. His yoke is light. Yes, alleluia. Yes, narrow way, blessings to you. Yes. With great love, everybody, I hope this message finds you. I'm going to end this video now. Yes, absolutely. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Narrow Way. Thank you, Praiseworthy, and everybody in the chat. I'm going to go for a long walk now, and I got to get my chainsaw, some trees down, and I got to get ready for work. Blessings, everyone. Blessings. Oh, by the way, let me show you one other thing. Okay, I've got 86 in the chat. If you guys want to do me a favor, because I know I'm going to lose this channel soon. I know it. It's just the way we're going. If I can ask that you would search for my channel and subscribe to my channel, my backup channel, that would be great. I'll put it here and you could look at it. If you want to subscribe to my backup channel, I'll build up the numbers and I'll start using this backup channel. And I'm not signed in. Oh, wouldn't you? Go figure that. Okay, I'll do it later. Okay, blessings, everyone. Love you lots. When is the next stream? I usually do one a day. I try to. And so, yeah, like and subscribe. And hopefully you get notifications. Okay, everybody, I love you all so much. Jaga, yeah, blessings. Hi, Nugs. Great to see you. Awesome, everybody. Yep. Thank you, Narrow Way, by the way, and everyone else. Shalom. Oh, there's the backup channel. So Praiseworthy just put it in there in the chat if you guys want to. That's my backup channel. And I'm going to push the envelope. And I don't care if I lose this channel, but it took me a long time to get the subscribers up. So if you guys want to subscribe to that channel and this channel, then you'll get updates. I'll push the racy stuff on this channel and risk losing this one. I don't care. Like I said, this is my 13th YouTube channel. I'll keep on getting new channels. It doesn't matter. We're at the end. Just keep on trying. So subscribe to that other channel. I'm going to end this video now. I love you all so much. If you missed the beginning of this video, I encourage you to go look at it again because it's all inspired about the decoding of the Cloud Atlas, what's in your food, what's not cool, what's really going on in the world. And I'm pretty sure this video would wake up a lot of people if they just saw the pictures, the iconography. So if you've got loved ones that you care about, share this video, send it to them. Accept the ridicule and the mocking and the scoffing. Just say, you know what, see this guy's video. Just to watch it to the end. What do you got to lose? And hopefully this video will help just one person help somebody come out of the matrix, then we win. We got to keep on fighting, okay? Blessings, everyone. I love you so much. San Juan, Puerto Rico, blessings, blessings. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone. May this message find you.